Hey, welcome back all you DIYers. Today we're going to do a little work on the camper and a little bit of maintenance that maybe I've been overlooking here for the last couple of years, but hey, we got some work to do, so I'll show you what all this stuff is behind me. Let's get started. All right, so what I'm talking about today is the maintenance we need to kind of do on our RVs. Of course, we can't just buy them and go take them out and never do anything. There's always some maintenance to do. If you've seen my other videos, I have done some little updating and things like that, but there's also some stuff on the outside we need to take care of. We need to make sure that we keep things washed and cleaned, waxed, stuff like that, especially on some of these fiberglass RVs. The one thing that I'm running into right now is I want to make sure that all that lap sealant on the top is all sealed up good, and some seals that have kind of worn out on mine. We're going to be using some of the this Dicor lap sealant here. This is some self-leveling sealant that'll kind of go over those areas that have dried out and the old lap sealant is pulled away. I'll show you how to go. We're going to go ahead and take care of that. We'll be using the good old caulking gun. This is some new trim piece here that that goes over the screws and stuff that are on the corners of the RV. We'll be cleaning up the top areas with some soap and water, and then we'll be then right before we put on the lap sealant, we'll get some denatured alcohol and clean them up. But first of all, we got to get up there and kind of show you what we got going on and get some stuff cleaned up. So I'll show you what we got going on. Well, all right. Well, you know, as things go, had some problems with my microphone and did not know it. So here we are. We got to, first of all, we got to get that stripping, that cover taken off those screws and kind of inspect to make sure. I did find a couple of screws that kind of worked their way back out, but kind of go over these, make sure that they're all still in there tight. Definitely probably wouldn't put a drill on them. If they're backing out, maybe back them out and even put maybe a little bit of silicone on them, screw them back in. There was a screw down there at the bottom that was holding those in, but yeah, I kind of tried to get in here a little closer, but it's hard to see what's going on. But there is a screw down there and a little cap that holds that on there, and we're just going to get rid of that old one, and we're going to get a new one put on there. So. And of course, yeah, my microphone's still not working, but so you can see I climb up here on the top, and you can see all this this old Dicor stuff here is kind of gotten a little dried out and everything. I tried pulling a little bit back because it was kind of over the top of that seal that was on there. You can kind of see it worked over the top, but yeah, you got to make sure we get that all covered back up. But we got a bunch there to work on. We're going to clean this stuff up and then get new stuff put back over the top of it. You can see that I had actually just had come off one time as I was going down the road, and of course when you're out in the middle of nowhere, what do? We had a little bit of, well, see that one right there, that little screw stuck up there. I can put it back in on my finger even. But yeah, I tried to put some glue on there to hold it just to get it back home. And this newer stuff we're putting on here, so much better than what the factory put on there, that OE stuff. So yeah, we're gonna go down and get some stuff and get that cleaned up. All right. So once we get everything all the debris and all the old stuff taken out of there, out of the way of the loose stuff, we just got some soap and water here. One thing I was told, don't just pour it over the top, because we don't want a lot of water and stuff getting down into those edges too much. We just need to clean up the surface, and I just got a wet towel here, just kind of wiping everything down, just to make sure everything's nice and clean. Before we start, I did not put the self-leveling stuff on there right away, just because yeah, I wanted things to dry out. It was a pretty nice warm day that day. Once I got that all cleaned up, then yeah, now we can bring in that seal that goes over the top of those screws. There is a screw at the top that holds it down. Kind of started to get that put in there. It does take a little bit of work. Like I said, the seal is a lot better than what the original is, so it does take a little bit to work it back in there and get that down in there. But I tell you, we've been out on several trips now, and the thing's holding up great. Really no question about this stuff is really good, much better than what the original is. But once that's in there, then I go ahead and tighten down that screw, and then I'll work my way down, all the way down the front edge of the RV, get everything all sealed in there. As you can see, you can kind of work them back and forth, and you can tell when it's all the way down in there, but it does take just a little bit to work it down in. All right then. Now, once I got that front one all tied in, here we are. We're going to try and look at the side one. The side one I could not get kept in there, so I just cut it off when I was out on the road and tossed it to the side because that thing was just flapping away in the wind, and I couldn't get things tied in. So this one also along this whole side, I'm going to have to replace that. So that's my next problem here. And we got to get everything kind of cleaned up on the top. You can see how that front one there is sealed right there where I'm pointing, and you see the cracks that have kind of dried out, and hopefully that's not gave me a leak inside anywhere. And then of course that whole front right there, see how that's all pulled back away. We're going to get that sealed back up and make sure that's all good so we don't have any water. And then there's that hole there. Get zoomed in there. There we go. Maybe see a little better. Get zoomed in so we can see that. We're gonna seal that up too, but we got to get this stuff all cleaned up and prepped so that new Dicor stuff will actually stick to this. All right, so as you can see, it looks like we got these strips all put in here now. These look much nicer all in there. Those look so much better than the other ones. Looks like everything's tied in nice. We got this stuff upstairs on the top up here all cleaned up. I got to get some denatured alcohol. We'll get those areas cleaned up, and then we can then we will put the self-leveling sealant on there. But man, both of these sides look really good now. See every once in a while I got to make sure. Yeah, there it goes. There, it falls right in there. See, it's really nice to work with this stuff when it's warm. But man, when it's almost too warm, it's hot. In fact, I burnt my finger the other day on it. So yeah, those look much better. Okay, there you guys are. What's happening? Well, different day, and hopefully got this stupid microphone thing figured out. We're gonna get this cleaned up. Hopefully, like I said, get a little gap there along this edge here, definitely across the back side of here. We got those new strips put in here. Those look absolutely wonderful. But I was told never just dump this stuff on here. You always want to clean it and wipe it off. There you go, some denatured alcohol is all we're using here, and then just a clean rag. I'll tell you what, this ain't pretty, but I think making sure that we don't have a leak is probably the main objective here. I'm gonna get all that right there. Hopefully that'll be good for what I need. Here, I'll show you what I did. Say this stuff is not, there's nothing pretty about it. There we go. Just want to keep that stuff sealed up. Like I said, I'm gonna go to the other side over there. I don't know if I should do this front edge here. I don't know. I guess I got the caulking here, why not, right? What do I got to lose? Yeah, what the heck, guys? I think I'm gonna go ahead and do it. All right, well, I tell you what, we're gonna go around to the other side and we'll see what we can, see what kind of a mess I can make over there too. So tear everything down, go around to the other side, and we'll get things squared away on the other side. Part of me just wants to smear it all over the top of everything, but I don't know if that's the right way to do that either. But I feel like I got everything pretty much filled in that was filled in before, and then some, but I guess time will tell, and hopefully we'll come back up. Of course, this is kind of the end of the year, so I think we still got 3 more camping trips to go on, so I guess we'll see what happens here. But that's what we did to seal up the top here. Hopefully that'll help you guys out. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and end up this video. As you can tell, leaves are falling. It is definitely a little bit later, and I have not looked up here yet. I just set up the ladder. I'm gonna go up there and check out. We're gonna go up here and see what the Dicor and everything we put on, how it's looking. So we're gonna take a look at it together. Oh, that actually looks great. Take a look at that. That's still all very sealed up really nice. That does look really good. I'm very happy with that. That looks great. I don't have any issues. I think next spring I may look to be going around that just to make sure everything's sealed around there. But I think that turned out really good. I'm very happy with that, and yeah. So hey, hope this video helped you guys out. Figure out how you're going to do it, how you're going to get everything cleaned up, and get this stuff on here, because hey, this worked out really great for me. Hope it works out for you, and hey, we'll see you next time. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. We'll see you guys later. See ya. That's all right.